Hey, Robby, can you give a brief description of the benefits of far, middle, and near infrared? And so, yeah.
Right. Okay. So we're there. I didn't realize we arrived so quickly. So it's a great topic now, and I'll tell you why. Because there's a big rage about the near frequencies, how important they are, and a whole bunch of technology and companies that have developed the near frequency saunas, near frequency light panels, red light panels, all that. And like I just stated, I think it's important. Those are really important frequencies. But what about the middle? What about the far frequencies? Why are they left out? They all do different things. They're actually generated by the sun, and they're been given to us in nature for very specific reasons. And I think if you just all far is no good and all near is no good, that's why I kind of like the mix or the full spectrum. And what we did, which was probably a little bit crazy or anal retentive on my side, was we looked at the average of the frequencies that come. Well, what happens in nature, Stephen, is that the atmosphere is actually a filter, and that filter changes minute by minute. The density of the atmosphere changes. And so based on that, the amount of light that hits the earth from moment to moment changes. There's no 2 days, there's no 2 moments that are the same. And so what we did is we took the weighted average, the first standard deviation of the weighted average of the full range of full spectrum infrared frequencies that hit the earth on an annual basis. And that's the cocktail that we use in terms of weighting our frequencies in our full spectrum. So we're probably the closest to what the sun delivers every day to the earth. So let's just talk about the different frequencies. The near frequencies are super for skin and 3 centimeters deep kinds of challenges. So eczema, psoriasis, wound healing, the natural production of collagen, that's super great for anti-aging, things like that. That's the near frequency spectrum. For on a cell level, there's what's called the powerhouse of the cell is the mitochondria, and it's been proven already in science that near wavelengths will actually stimulate mitochondrial distress. And so how that translates, it's basically cell energy. So for people that are chronically challenged, cancer, Lyme disease, chronic fatigue, any of that stuff, their cells are stressed, their organs are stressed, and basically their mitochondria are stressed. So if you could do one thing that could really help that category of health challenges, we would give them a little more cell energy. They feel like they're getting their lives back. So you can only imagine, right? And the other thing is that near frequencies will produce nitric oxide naturally. There's 3 transient gases that the body produces, and nitric oxide is one of them. Super important. It's one thing it does is it creates vasodilation, so the very small little capillaries and blood vessels that are, our body's full of them. It will cause them to dilate. So we're taking a vessel that's small and we're making it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, so that there's more blood flow, less encumbered blood flow that goes through the vein or the artery when it's bigger. And blood carries all your nutrition, your healing properties, and oxygen. So that's, the key to cell health is blood flow. So, and also as we get older, past the age of 30, we start making less nitric oxide. So we suffer from oxidative stress, which is the reason why we age. And so here we are again, sunlight, infrared spectrum, near frequencies, support the natural production of nitric oxide, which also triggers your blood to grab more oxygen when you make it available. So that mechanism is in place. All we have to do is spark it with using some natural sunlight or the infrared spectrum, the near frequency. So that's the near. The middle, it's not like it's not understood. It's the penetration is somewhere between 3 centimeters and 8 centimeters, depending on the individual's body makeup. It's called BMI, but the thickness of their concentration of fat to muscle ratio. And so it does everything that the near and the far does. It just does it kind of in the middle of the way. So it'll capture the little bigger veins and arteries and cause them to dilate. And then we slip to the far, and for the longest time, I mean, we're talking about 10 plus years, the far frequencies dominated the infrared sauna and infrared category, because that was the technology that was the easiest to perfect. It was very cost effective. It's the most cost effective way to heat. Again, we're not heating up ambient air. We're going right, it basically comes right into the body. And these frequencies, infrared spectrum frequencies, they harbor or resonate in the densest parts of our bodies, which is our basically our soft tissues, our organs, and our muscles. So and they stay there. And that's another difference, by the way, between hot rock sauna and infrared. When you step outside of a hot rock sauna or a steam room and the heat source is cut off, the therapy is gone. Your skin cools down to room temperature and your session is over.
Right.
With infrared, because the frequencies are actually harboring inside your muscle, when you step out of that sauna, if you don't jump into a cold shower right away, your muscles are still warm and vibrant. Those vessels are still dilated. Your metabolism is still accelerated, probably 10 to 15% more than normal. So all that happens, and it can be sustained for generally 1 to 1.5 times longer than the treatment time. So
wow.
An hour in the sauna could be an hour to an hour and a half after the sauna, that those frequencies are still resonating inside your body, creating a therapeutic event. These are subtle but big differences.
Yeah.
So the far frequencies, they could penetrate as deep as 3 inches. They go after the deep muscles, the deep tissues, the deep organs, and they go after the big vessels, the big veins and arteries, and cause them to dilate. So collectively, you've got a cocktail of frequencies that are basically probably the best healing spectrum of frequencies from all of sun energy.
The Healthy Hotline is your go-to resource for leading-edge health technologies and is powered by Therasage. Therasage brings unique, healthy infrared healing energy to the public in easy-to-use and affordable, high-quality products. Subscribe to the Healthy Hotline and get a discount on your next Therasage purchase. Go to solgood.org/healthy hotline. That's SOLGOOD.org/healthy hotline.